tell you what, when somebody asks me what my battle cry is, it's one word: enough. Enough. Our family's had enough. I'm sure many of you have had enough. We have got to figure this out. And so what you folks are doing today, we are so grateful, because you are putting resources in the hands of the brightest scientists and researchers and doctors at Memorial Sloan Kettering. With your pedal power and their brain power, we're going to figure this out. And someday, none of us will ever have to hear those awful words: there's nothing more we can do.
The project funded by Cycle for Survival first began with a patient who came to us after being through multiple different lines of chemotherapy, multiple different surgeries, anti-angiogenic therapy, hormonal therapy, and had basically been told that she had no options left. She came to Sloan Kettering, and we entered her onto a clinical trial. In fact, the first clinical trial ever targeting specifically low-grade serous ovarian cancer. And something amazing happened with her tumor. For the first time, it started to shrink. And it shrunk, and it shrunk, and it shrunk, and it got so small that we couldn't see it anymore, what we call a complete response. That was in 2009, and now 8 years later, she still has no evidence of cancer. We now have new clinical trials specifically targeting patients with this disease with targeted therapies that for the first time are leading to sustained responses and likely to cures.
I met my mother-in-law 12 years ago. And the first moment I met her, she was in the heart of chemo. And my mother-in-law was a tough bird. Her surgery was so bold and so different than any other facility could do. She had one more year with us. Sadly, her cancer came back. All the rabbits had been pulled out of the hat, and she passed. But that 1 year gave us that year to be best friends. It gave my husband a year to experience her, to see her walk down the aisle at his wedding. And for me, it gave me the ability to get to know her and love her in a way that I could share with her children, with her grandchildren. So now as a mother, I talk about her. You know, that looks like your grandmother, Tony. That's what she would have done. You're an artist just like your grandmother. And it's like the love that I gained in that year was the best gift I've ever gotten.
Because of the fundraising that we have done and that has been done for Cycle for Survival, and because of the cutting-edge, life-saving work that's being done by Memorial Sloan Kettering, the patient and their family hearing the exact same diagnosis as my mom, they hear a much different story.